Hello everyone, I'm John. As winter approaches, Hokkaido, the northernmost island of Japan, faces its harshest season. I've been living here since I was born. Today, I want to discuss the basics of driving on snowy roads. If you haven't yet watched our previous video about the varying dangers due to different snow conditions on Hokkaido roads, I recommend you check it out. It will give you a deeper understanding of driving on snow-covered roads. First, there are several types of snowy roads: ice, black ice, dry snow, wet snow, and compacted snow, to name a few. I will explain the basics of driving, specific to each type of snowy road. Ice. Driving on Hokkaido's snowy roads, it's crucial to be prepared for icy surfaces. This is because icy roads are the most common, and at the same time, the most dangerous. From my experience, even at speeds of 20 kilometers per hour, vehicles can easily skid. However, you might be surprised to know that Hokkaido drivers often drive at the same speeds as in summer, even when there's patchy ice on the road. The reason is simple: they're well aware of locations of slippery areas and accustomed to their vehicles skidding. This allows them to maintain control of their cars calmly. Acquiring such snow driving skills takes time. I'll explain how to drive on icy roads. The key is to decelerate well in advance, before entering a slippery area. However, for beginners, it might be challenging to predict and locate slippery areas. First, it is crucial to know that the level of risk varies, depending on the condition of ice. Wet ice, where the surface has melted, is the slipperiest, akin to a floor with spilled detergent. Conversely, if the ice isn't wet, it's less slippery. For a detailed explanation about why wet ice surfaces occur, please check the previous video. However, just because there are wet icy patches doesn't necessarily mean that you need to drive slowly everywhere. As mentioned earlier, it's vital to slow down well in advance when approaching skiddy areas, but it's okay to drive at higher speeds where you don't see any dangerous area ahead of you. Dangerous areas include downhill slopes, corners, and intersections. When approaching these, it's crucial to start slowing down earlier than many other cars do. This is because areas where many cars slow down are particularly slippery, and attempting to decelerate in that area might be too late.
赤になりました。停止。ブレーキしてるけど止まらない。止まらない。うわーってやっと止まった。
On icy surfaces, it's very important to decelerate to a very low speed that you can stop instantly, way before the point where you intend to stop. Let me reiterate, places where many people apply brakes have very slippery ice surfaces due to tire friction. Especially on downhill slopes and corners, gravity's effect makes it even more essential to slow down sufficiently. With experience, you'll be able to adjust your braking timing skillfully. In terms of driving straight on icy surfaces, avoid unnecessary steering and abrupt steering corrections. If the car starts to skid, slow down and continue decelerating until the car regains stability. Also, on icy surfaces, it's more stable to drive on compacted snow or dry snow areas rather than the icy parts. There may be remnants of compacted or dry snow on the edges of driving lanes. If your braking was too late, using these areas can help avoid serious accidents. Black ice. In Hokkaido, black ice refers to a state of road surface where it's difficult to determine if it is frozen or wet. While driving, it is difficult to discern if the road is wet or has black ice, especially for beginners. As a rule of thumb for myself, I start being cautious about black ice when the temperature drops to 3 degrees Celsius. This is because, even if the thermometer reads 3 degrees Celsius, there are areas on the road that are more prone to freezing. During the day, areas in the shadows of buildings, and at night, places like bridges require special attention. In these areas, the road surface temperature tends to drop easily, making it more susceptible to the formation of black ice. For this reason, if you're unsure, I recommend driving in the same manner as you would on icy surfaces when the temperature drops down to 3 degrees Celsius. Wet snow. Wet snow is snow that contains a lot of water, and it is extremely dangerous when it covers the road. Such road surfaces are unstable and easily break apart, which make you feel that you're driving in mud or something alike. Although tires are highly capable of dispelling water, their ability to dispel wet snow is limited. Therefore, it is very important to remember that even a small amount of wet snow can make a car out of control. When a significant amount of wet snow accumulates on the road, it can create considerable resistance against the tires on both sides. If the resistance is balanced on both sides, it's manageable, but if significant resistance occurs predominantly on one side, the car can spin out. The force from this resistance amplifies with increased speed, so it's vital to slow down before sensing danger. When changing lanes and passing through a substantial amount of wet snow at a high speed, your car spins abruptly. For a smoother ride, try to avoid areas with accumulated wet snow and aim to drive in the tracks left by previous vehicles. It's also crucial to recognize that cars with a shorter overall length are more susceptible to challenges from wet snow-covered surfaces. This means that if you drive a compact car, you might not be able to navigate in the same manner as larger vehicles. It's essential to understand your car's unique characteristics and adjust your driving accordingly. Dry snow. Driving on dry snow is fundamentally similar to driving on wet snow. The road surface is prone to breaking apart and lacks stability, giving you a sensation akin to driving off-road. However, dry snow is lighter than wet snow, resulting in less resistance against the tires. Nevertheless, it's advisable to drive along the tracks left by previous vehicles. A significant concern when driving on dry snow is the potential for reduced visibility. Snowfall, especially when accompanied by strong winds, can lead to impaired vision in a phenomenon known as a whiteout. During a whiteout, visibility severely diminishes, making everything appear stark white. This can cause disorientation, and you might struggle to discern whether you're still on the road. The risk of colliding with other vehicles or veering off the road increases considerably in such conditions. If you're caught in a whiteout, activate your car's headlights and engage your hazard lights to signal your presence to others. It's vital to reduce your speed and move cautiously to a safer location. If conditions necessitate halting your vehicle for an extended period, be vigilant about the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning. Ensure you crack open your windows for ventilation and periodically verify that your car's exhaust pipe isn't obstructed by snow. If exiting the vehicle becomes essential, do so carefully, always being aware of other vehicles in your vicinity. To avert whiteouts, especially in regions like Hokkaido, always check the weather beforehand and assess conditions on your intended route. If possible, seek advice from someone knowledgeable about the area to ensure your chosen path is safe. Residents of Hokkaido are often well acquainted with zones frequently affected by whiteouts. Compacted snow. Compacted snow provides a relatively easier condition for driving on snowy roads. Such days present a great opportunity to improve your snow driving skills. I recommend trying to drive on wide roads during times with less traffic, such as nighttime. Test the feel of the steering wheel and the brakes, and deepen your understanding of the car's electronic controls. Personally, when I was not accustomed to driving on snowy roads, I improved my skills by actively driving at night. The above information covers the very basics of driving on snowy roads. Always remember that the actual road conditions can change continuously. To maintain the right driving style, make an effort to adjust your driving to the road conditions and achieve safe and smooth driving. While driving on snowy roads may seem daunting at first, it becomes more familiar with experience. Just as when you first took the wheel of a car, practice and experience are key. I encourage you to check out our previous video as well and truly immerse yourself in the beauty of Hokkaido and the thrill of navigating its snowy roads.